Want me to just check it in, or? Okay, check, check, check. Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Check, 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 check. There he is.
Just checking the broadcast. I'll get you set up.
Good luck climbing.
Okay, I don't know if you've been able to see, we just got that viewfinder for you today. But if you have trouble, well, I guess you've been able to see that. If you let me know if you want me to give you the sweatshirt, you want to, put it like over your head so the sun's not shining on. But you can climb up here and get up there. And let me know if you need anything. Otherwise, we're on the air right now, or streaming live right now to make sure. Oh yeah, I forgot to hook that up. Yeah, make sure that works with that camera. Signal's not the greatest out here for Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah. So is there any specific thing we're supposed to call this?
What's that?
Is there any specific thing we're supposed to call? It's the Region 11 tournament.
Yeah, Region 11, a conference tournament.
Conference tournament, okay.
Yeah, and the ICCAC is the Iowa Community College
I
Athletic
knew
Association.
that. Yeah.
And Region 11 and...
I didn't know if we were supposed to...
Hey, kid, you want to check your phone? See if you're getting a very good signal pulling up the live stream? I had it on a little while ago, but now the Wi-Fi that I'm on now is probably not very good.
And we are not going to start until right at 11, is that correct?
11 or 10?
Or 10, I mean.
Yeah.
Right at
Oh, no.
Streaming.
Yeah, we just started already.
Oh, we started.
Yeah, we started streaming.
So we're okay to go.
Yep. Okay, good. Thanks. Sounds like he's going to start a little early.
Better get all my wind blockers out to keep my papers where they need to be.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Marshalltown Community College for the opening round game of the ICCAC Division I Softball Championship between the Marshalltown Community College Tigers
We can do that.
and the Indian Hills Community College Warriors. The starting lineups: first for MCC, leading off and catching number 3, Sadie Terrell. Batting second and playing second base, number 19, Kaylee Hayes. Batting third, the pitcher, number 21, Ashley Tennant. Batting fourth in right field, number 24, Nicholas Ball. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 27, DJ Smith. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 18, Aaliyah Scott.
Welcome to the Region 11 ICCAC Conference Softball Tournament here on the campus of Marshalltown Community College as we're getting ready for the first matchup which matches the top seed Indian Hills and the 4 seed MCC Tigers. Let's take a look at MCC's starting lineup for this one. The catcher, Sadie Terrell, will lead off. Kaylee Hanks, the second baseman, will hit second. Ashley Tennant, the pitcher, will bat third. Nicolette Dabbs, the right fielder, is the cleanup hitter. Darianne Schmidt, the first baseman, bats fifth. Aaliyah Scott, the shortstop, hits sixth. Kylie Swan, the third baseman, will bat seventh. Nell Skeet, the left fielder, hits eighth. And Anne-Marie Armstrong, the center fielder, will hit ninth. For Indian Hills, their starting lineup looks like this. The center fielder, Brittany Lloyd, will lead off. Brooke Snyder, the second baseman, will hit second. Macy Harrington, the right fielder, bats third. Chloe Olson, the left fielder, will hit in the cleanup spot. Jaylee Reints, the first baseman, bats fifth. Alexis Westerkamp, the catcher, will hit sixth. Jordan Holland, the third baseman, bats seventh. Jakala Hall is the designated player, and that is for Nina Hendricks, who is the pitcher and flex player. And then in the number 9 hole is Vanessa Bakley, the shortstop. As we are getting ready for the first tournament game here in the Region 11 Conference Softball Tournament. These two teams played each other 4 times this season. Indian Hills won all 4 matchups,
Indian Hills is coached by Lindsay Dial, assisted by Kylie.
winning 12-4.
Would everybody please rise or move
And we will
in honor of our
take a
flag
quick
and
break for the national anthem and be back with the first pitch. As we get ready for the first pitch in the Region 11 Conference Tournament, Andy Jennings with you. Should be an entertaining matchup here to start the day. We'll start with the 1 seed Indian Hills taking on the 4 seed MCC. In the circle for the Warriors of Indian Hills is Nina Hendricks. She has an 11-3 record, 3.66 earned run average. She's made 18 starts, 22 appearances, 107 innings pitched. She's allowed 134 hits, 56 earned runs, 66 runs overall, 72 strikeouts, and 43 walks. Around the outfield for Indian Hills, Chloe Olson is the left fielder. Brittany Lloyd is in center field. Macy Harrington is the right fielder. Jordan Holland is the third baseman. Vanessa Bakley is at short. Brooke Snyder is the second baseman. Jaylee Reints is over at first. And Alexis Westerkamp is the catcher. For the Tigers, it'll be Sadie Terrell, the catcher, to lead it off, followed by Kaylee Hanks, the second baseman. Ashley Tennant is the pitcher. Nicolette Dabbs, the right fielder. And Terrell will step in to lead off the ball game. This is a double elimination tournament. This is game 1 of 4 matchups we have for you today. And Sadie Terrell will lead it off. So Terrell steps in from the right side, and the first pitch from Hendricks is high for a ball. So 1 ball, no strike count on Terrell. As The second pitch from Hendricks is going to be outside for a ball. Actually, that was in there for a strike. A 1 ball, 1 strike count. And Terrell hammers one to deep left center field. That's going to be up against the fence. She rounds first, heading to second. The throw to second is not going to be in time. And a leadoff double for Sadie Terrell. Terrell rips one to the left center field gap, and MCC in business to start here in the top of the first inning. And that'll bring in the second baseman, Kaylee Hanks. And she'll be batter number 2 as that pitch misses down. There's a lot of movement on the play. Hicks comes in a 320, or Hanks comes in, shows bunt, drops it down in front of the mound, or in the circle. The throw is going to be not in time, and 2 runners on. The runner advances on the sacrifice, and that's going to be an infield hit for Kaylee Hanks, and that'll bring in the pitcher, Ashley Tennant. And a .311 hitter, 38 hits and 122 at bats. She has hit 12 home runs and driven in 30. MCC coming into today's ball game 11-30. They went 0-12 in the conference, but as you know, it's the second season. And Indian Hills coming in at 35-16. And that pitch is in there for a strike. Well, no ball, 1 strike count on Tennant, the first hitter that Hendricks has been able to get ahead. Runners on first and third. Hanks at second, Terrell at first. And there's swing and a miss for strike 2. Now Hanks down at first base, Terrell's at third. And now Hendricks looking for her first strikeout. Tennant trying to put it in play. The right fielder Dabbs is on deck. The pitch, it's fouled off. We'll stay at no balls and 2 strikes. It's a beautiful day for this conference tournament. As Tennant digs into the right-hand batter's box. Another no ball, 2 strike pitch. It's a ground ball right side. That's going to get a run home. The throw to first in time from Snyder. That'll be a 4-3 on the putout, but an RBI for Tennant. And it's 1-0 MCC. Terrell scores from third, down to second goes Hanks. And it's 1-0 Tigers, who are the visitors here at their home field in the top of the first inning. And that'll bring in Nicolette Dabbs. She's got a 362 or 322 average, and she drives one back through the middle. That's going to get through. Runner comes to third and will put on the brakes as the throw comes in from center. And the Tigers with runners on first and third as another hit in the inning. A single by Dabbs. Third hit of the inning for MCC. And that'll bring in the first baseman, Marion Schmidt. So Schmidt stands in. 337 hitter, 2 home runs, 17 driven in. Already 1-0 MCC. Runners on first and third, 1 out. And that pitch missed away. 1 ball, no strike count. As Hendricks has fallen behind multiple Tiger hitters here in this first inning. And this pitch is fouled straight back. And it hit the Southeastern bus as it was pulling away. Southeastern will play Iowa Western in our second game here this morning, coming up around noon. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And it's in the dirt for ball 2. Dabbs down at first base. Hanks is at third. As she advanced on the single. MCC with 3 hits in the inning. The 2 ball, 1 strike pitch. It's a ground ball, right side. It's going to be fielded on to second one. Throw back to first, and that's a double play. So a 4-6-3 double play ends the inning. As Dabbs is thrown out at second, and then the relay to first. And a big double play is Snyder to Bakley to Reintz to end the inning. MCC does get one, and after a half an inning, they lead 1-0. Well, officially 2 hits for MCC in that inning. And they must have called 1 error, and MCC will leave 1. Well, we played a half an inning. The top seed Indian Hills will now get their first crack at the plate. Brittany Lloyd, the center fielder, will lead it off. Brooke Snyder, the second baseman, hits second. Macy Harrington, the right fielder, will bat third. Chloe Olson, the left fielder, hits fourth. Jaylee Reintz, the first baseman, bats fifth. Alexis Westerkamp, the catcher, hits sixth. Jordan Holland, the third baseman, bats seventh. Jakayla Hall, the designated player, hits eighth. And Vanessa Bakley, the shortstop, bats ninth. For MCC around the outfield, Nell Skeeth is the left fielder. Anne-Marie Armstrong is in center. Nicolette Dabbs is the right fielder. Kylie Swan is over at third base. Aaliyah Scott is the shortstop. Kaylee Hanks is the second baseman. Darian Schmidt is the first baseman. Sadie Terrell is behind the plate. In the circle for the Tigers, Ashley Tennant. She is 2-6, an ERA of 12.09, 9 starts, 16 appearances, 6 complete games, 63 2/3 innings. She's allowed 136 hits, 110 runs, 115 earned runs. And she struck out 24, walked 79. Well, the powerful Indian Hills offense will start the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Brittany Lloyd. The Warriors have hit 79 home runs as a team. Lloyd a 402 hitter. And she takes high for a ball. A 1 ball, no strike count. And then at times this year has had trouble throwing strikes. And that's going to be low for ball 2. MCC playing the infield in, especially at second base, and Hanks, she's almost even with the pitcher. Ground ball right to Hanks, and she'll fire to first, and there's one away. So right where Hanks was positioned, she gets the ground ball and fires on to first, and that'll bring in Brooke Snyder, the West Marshall alum, having a pretty good freshman year, batting .424, 19 home runs, 61 RBIs. The pitch is grounded foul towards the Indian Hills dugout. No balls and a strike. Snyder with 67 hits, 12 doubles, 1 triple, 19 home runs. Second on the Warriors team in home runs. She grounds this one to short, deep in the hole. The throw is going to be in time to get the out. What a play by Aaliyah Scott. So the first 2 batters up are out for Indian Hills. MCC with a 1-0 lead, as that'll bring in the right fielder, Macy Harrington. She leads the Warriors in home runs, 23. She's also leading the team in RBIs with 62. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch. And that pitch missed just off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes on the hitter, Harrington. He's got 58 hits on the season. And that pitch is a rise ball that misses up. 2 balls and no strikes on Harrington from Macon, Missouri. She grounds this one towards third, and that's going to be foul. Indian Hills is coached by Lindsay Deal, assisted by Kylie Bankston. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Harrington. MCC with a 1-0 lead. They scored in the top of the first on an RBI ground out. And that pitch missed inside. 3 balls and a strike. On deck is the left fielder, Chloe Olson. Harrington, a .384 hitter. She has drawn 21 walks. And that pitch is low in the dirt, and that's going to be a 2-out walk for Macy Harrington. Oh, Harrington draws the walk, and that'll bring in Chloe Olson. Another home run hitter for this Indian Hills team. 13 home runs, 41 RBIs. And Harrington down to first base, and she'll take ball one. Olson, a .411 hitter, 60 hits and 146 at-bats. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Big cut there by Olson. Olson's a freshman from Ankeny. 1 ball, 1 strike count. 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. And that pitch just missed inside. 2 balls and a strike. A 2-1 count. Just a picture-perfect day here for the conference tournament. And that pitch misses down and in. 3 balls and a strike. Well, Tennant has fallen behind a couple of hitters here at 3-1. Now she's trying to battle back. Ground ball to third. It's off the glove. Going to recover and throw it away down the first baseline. All the runners will move up. The runner coming around third is Harrington, and she'll hold. Now Harrington will go to third on the play. That'll be an E5 on the third baseman, Swan. And Indian Hills in business with runners on first and third. And 2 outs. Jaylee Reintz will stand in. She's driven in 27. 273 hitter. Tennant with the pitch. And that's in there for a strike. A no ball, 1 strike count on Reintz. A big at bat here. It's Indian Hills trying to tie up the game. She shows bunt, pulls it back, pops one up in towards center field. Back is Armstrong, drifting, and she'll make the catch. And out of the inning. Reintz flies out to center field. And after 1 inning, MCC with a 1-0 lead. No hits in the inning for Indian Hills. There was 1 error, and that was against Kylie Swan for the Tigers. And Indian Hills leaves 2, so no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left on. As we head into the top of the second, it'll be Aaliyah Scott, Kylie Swan, and Nell Skeeth for MCC. MCC got a run in the top of the first. These teams met 4 times during the regular season. And Indian Hills won all 4 matchups. Winning 12-4, 23-0, 16-7, and 8-0. Indian Hills dominated the regular season matchup. But here MCC is taking a 1-0 lead. It'll be Aaliyah Scott to lead it off. She made a nice play from deep in the hole from her shortstop position to retire Brooke Snyder. And now back to work goes Nina Hendricks to start the second. It's a little bouncer to third, fielded nicely and thrown over to first as Jordan Holland will retire Scott on the first pitch. 1 away here in the top of the second, and that'll bring in the third baseman, Kylie Swan.
The third baseman, number 13, Kylie Swan.
Swan, a .280 hitter, 2 home runs, 9 driven in. As Hendricks looks in, and it's popped up. The pitcher, Hendricks, will field, fires on to first in time, and 2 pitches and 2 outs for Nina Hendricks, as that'll bring in the number 8 hitter, Nell Skeeth.
The left fielder, number 7, Nell Skeeth.
And Skeeth will stand in with 2 away quickly in this top of the second inning. So 2 ground outs on the first pitch of the at-bat. And Skeeth takes a strike on the inside corner. No balls and a strike. Skeeth with 25 hits and 97 at-bats. 3 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs. Hendricks with the pitch. That's down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Skeeth a little bit more patient. And she's a freshman from North Vancouver. And she takes a strike on the inside corner. MCC coached by Dominic Ellis and assisted by Ashley France. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And that's just low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, after the first 2 batters grounded out on the first pitch, Skeeth making Hendricks work. And she's going to come with the 2 ball, 2 strike delivery. And it's lined down the first baseline and foul. Hendricks, a freshman from the Utrecht, Netherlands. And we'll stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 MCC. They got a run on the top of the first on an RBI ground out by Ashley Tennant. Another 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. 2 outs, top of the second inning. Hendricks fires. It's popped up, short third base side, and that's going to roll foul as Holland couldn't quite get to it. And we'll stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The catcher, Westerkamp, also jumped out to try and get to it, but smartly let it roll foul. Another 2-2 pitch. And that's down in the dirt, 3-2. Well, pretty good at bat here for Skeeth. She has drawn 12 walks. She struck out 28 times. The full count delivery. That's a little ground ball back to the pitcher. Hendricks fields, fires to first in time, and the inning is over. So 3 ground outs for MCC in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. We've played 1.5. MCC with a 1-0 lead on the top seed Indian Hills. It'll be the catcher Alexis Westerkamp, Jordan Holland, and Jaquela Hall coming up for the Warriors. Be Ashley Tennant back to work. Indian Hills did not get a hit in that first inning. Their only batter reached, 2 batters reached. Harrington walked. Olson reached on the air. And it'll be the catcher Westerkamp to lead it off. Let's see. Puts on the big elbow pad. And we'll start the bottom of the second inning. Westerkamp, a .360 hitter.
The catcher, number 21, Alexis Westerkamp.
Westerkamp, a sophomore from Oskaloosa. The pitch is high and away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. As Westerkamp steps out. And now Tennant ready with pitch number 2, and that misses high. So 2-0 count. And it walked 1 in the first. He has walked 80 batters on the year now. The 2-0 is hammered to left. Coming on is the left fielder, sliding to try and make the catch was Skeeth. Couldn't come up with it. And a leadoff single for Westerkamp. He got a good beat on it, but it just was one of those humpback liners that dropped in front. And that'll bring in Jordan Holland, .297 hitter. And she'll take a strike right down the middle. On first base is Westerkamp. She has 5 stolen bases. Has not been caught yet. The 0-1 shows bunt. And that's down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike on Holland. She's got 47 hits, 16 doubles. Tied for the lead in doubles with Westerkamp. The 1-ball, 1-strike pitch, and that one not going to make it to the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Lieutenant falling behind the first 2 hitters here in this second inning. And the 2-ball, 1-strike pitch showing bunt. Drops it down to third. Picked up by Hanks. Fired to first, and it's in time as the tag. But going all the way first to third is Westerkamp on the sacrifice. The sacrifice for Holland. She's out on a 5-3. Schmidt made the tag because her foot might have came off the bag on the throw by Swan. And now the tying run down at third base for Jacayla Hall. And Hall takes high for a ball. Westerkamp started the inning with a single, went to third on the bunt. Now she stands at third as the tying run, 1-0 MCC. And that pitch unable to lay off is Hall, and that's going to be a strike. 1-ball, 1-strike count. Jacayla Hall in 33 games has 24 hits and 81 at-bats, 296 hitter. The 1-1, it's a ground ball, sharply hit down to third, but foul. Well, now the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lieutenant looking for her first strikeout. If she tries to get Hall to chase, Hall looking to just put it in play, get that run home from third and tie this game. A 1-2, try to get her to chase the rise ball. And she lays off it, 2-ball, 2-strike count. Now we'll see what Tennant wants to throw to Hall here. Hall has knocked in 10, and she struck her out looking. A big strikeout. And that's the second out. And that'll bring in the number 9 hitter, Vanessa Bakely. She's driven in 27, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the second now. That pitch just missed off the plate. 1 ball, no strike count. Down at third base, Westerkamp. She led off the inning with the first hit for Indian Hills. Now they'll need another hit to tie the game. And that pitch, once again, just off the plate. 2 ball, no strike count. Bottom of the second inning. MCC with a 1-0 lead. That one's in there for a strike. Tennant tried to hit that spot twice before, this time able to succeed in that. Bakely a .318 hitter as that pitch misses in. 3 balls and a strike. On deck, the leadoff hitter, Brittany Lloyd. As Tennant looks in for the 3-1. It's a ground ball to short, fielded. And the throw is on line, and Aaliyah Scott retires Bakely. And we've played 2. MCC holding a 1-0 lead. As Indian Hills gets a hit. No runs, no errors, and 1 left on. The Warriors have left 3 on base through 2. And the Tigers will be coming to the plate here in the top of the third. It'll be the center fielder Anne-Marie Armstrong, Sadie Terrell, and Kaylee Hanks coming up for MCC. This is our first of many games here for the Region 11 Conference Tournament. The Tigers, the 4 seed, now leading the 1 seed Indian Hills. Our next game coming up at noon will be the 2 seed Iowa Western against the 3 seed Southeastern. Then the loser in game 1 and 2 would play each other. That would be our third game at 2 o'clock. And the winners will be our final game of the day, as the winners bracket championship, so to speak, would be at 4 o'clock. But still As we start the top of the third, it'll be Anne-Marie Armstrong to lead it off. 1-0 MCC with the lead. As Armstrong will stand in. He's sophomore from Des Moines. She caught one ball in deep center to end the first inning. And now she'll stand in here to start the third against Hendricks. She's allowed just 2 hits. And there's a little bloop shot. Actually, that's carrying out to the right fielder, Harrington, and she'll make the catch. And 1 pitch, 1 out. So Harrington catches the fly out, and that'll bring in the catcher, Sadie Terrell. She led off the game with a double to left center field gap. Terrell, a sophomore from Sheridan. 1 out here in the top of the third, 1-0 MCC, and big swing and a miss. Well, Terrell behind in the count and no balls and a strike. MCC has been aggressive, swinging early against Hendricks. As the 0-1. She grounds this one hard to third, fielded by Holland, throws on the mark. And 5-3 on the putout. And there's quickly 2 away here in the third. That'll bring in the second baseman, Kaylee Hanks.
The second baseman, number 19, Kaylee Hanks.
She bunted her first time and reached as the throw kind of rolled over to first. And she was able to beat it out. Now she'll take a ball. 1 ball, no strike count on Hanks. I believe they called that an error on the bunt. 2 ball, no strike count. MCC with a run on the first, and that's all the scoring thus far. Indian Hills has got a run of the third a couple times, but and yet to drive him home. The 2-0. It's a little bloop shot, right center. It's going to drop in for a hit, and Hanks is on with a single. So Hanks bloops one in front of the right fielder, Harrington. And that'll bring in the number 3 hitter, Tennant. She's already got an RBI ground out, which played the only run of the game thus far. So 3rd hit of the game for MCC. The pitch from Hendricks is outside. 1 ball, no strike count. Tennant with 12 home runs, 30 driven in. Second on the team in home runs. The 1-0. There's like a changeup, but it missed away. 2 ball, no strike count. Tennant, a freshman from Adel, Iowa. The 2 ball, no strike count. It's a hard shot. Third shortstop dives and makes the play. What a job by Vanessa Bakley. And able to get the force at second as she dives in the hole. Takes a hit away from Tennant. And we've played 2.5. 1 hit, no runs, no errors. And no one left on for MCC in the third. A tremendous play by the shortstop, Vanessa Bakley, as she laid out in the hole there to take a hit away. It'll be the top of the order for Indian Hills to start the third. Brittany Lloyd, Brooke Snyder, and Macy Harrington. MCC with a 1-0 lead, actually the bottom of the third. The Tigers, the visiting team here on their home field. It'll be the bottom of the third inning. Brittany Lloyd will lead it off for Indian Hills. Still 1-0 MCC. Lloyd 0 for 1. She bounced to second her first time. We'll see if Hanks is playing in as close as she was last time. Lloyd has 66 hits. She's second on the team in hits. mostly a singles hitter, but she's also scored 55 runs. And if she does get on base, she can steal bases, 45 stolen bases. She's been caught once. So the lefty stands in and shows bunt, takes high. 1 ball, no strike count. Lloyd, a freshman from Muscatine, as the 1-0 pitch. It's a good bunt right in front of the plate, and that's going to be a bunt single. Just like that, Lloyd shows off the speed. And that'll bring in the second baseman, Brooke Snyder. She's 0 for 1, grounded to short. This is the play where Scott made a nice throw deep in the hole. And Snyder, a power hitter with 19 home runs. The pitch shows bunt. Runner goes. Throw down to second. The tag and the block of the plate and out at second base. On the throw by Terrell is Lloyd. And Lloyd slow to get up as the shortstop, Scott, caught it. And it's like when she dropped down the knee, might have got Lloyd in the stomach. But we'll see what they're focusing on out there. It'll be a caught stealing. A 2-6. As Terrell fired a strike. And the injured player is the center fielder, Carly Lloyd. It was kind of a bang-bang play. The ball and both players got there at the same time. And Brittany going to need help off the field. Well, that doesn't look good. 1 ball, no strike count on Snyder. As Brittany Lloyd, the leadoff hitter and center fielder for Indian Hills, helped off the field. As the slide and then the tag by Scott came about the same time and caused a collision. And 1 ball, no strike count. Hard ground ball to third, fielded, fired on to first, and Swan retires Snyder. So Snyder 0 for 2 and already 2 outs now in the bottom of the third. And that'll bring in Macy Harrington. She walked in the first inning. Harrington with plenty of power to tie this with 1 swing. Missing down and in. 1 ball, no strike count. The throw gets away momentarily, but nobody on, so it doesn't matter. One ball, no strike count on Harrington. That pitch floats outside. 2-0 count. Harrington, a .384 hitter, 23 home runs, 62 driven in. And she takes a strike. Surprised she wasn't hacking at that 2-0 pitch. She'll get a 2-1 delivery here. 1-0 MCC. She drives this one out into short left center field. She's going to drop in for a hit. Picked up by Skeeth and got back in the second hit of the inning for Indian Hills. They now have 3 hits. And that'll bring in the cleanup hitter, Chloe Olson. Olson reached on an error by the third baseman Swan her first time. She drives this one out to deep left center field, and that ball is gone, a home run. A 2-run home run for Chloe Olson, and Indian Hills has taken a 2-1 lead. She got a pitch up and didn't miss it as she drives it out over the left center field fence. And the Warriors scored 2 in the inning on their third hit. And it's 2-1 for Olson. That's her third home run. And that'll bring in Reintz, who flew out to deep center her first time. As Indian Hills with their first home run. They came in as a power hitting team. They had 79 home runs coming in. That's number 80. Showing bunt, pulling back his rights, and hitting the inside corner is Tennant. No ball, 1 strike count. Bottom of the third inning, Indian Hills now up 2-1 after the home run by Olson. That pitch will miss away. 1 ball, 1 strike count. As Wright steps back in. And Tennant misses in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Tennant has now allowed 14 home runs on the season. This ball's popped up on the infield as Scott will make the catch. And that will retire the side. But Indian Hills gets 2 runs on 3 hits. And they will take no one left on base and no errors. So 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. No one left on base for the Warriors. We've played 3 innings. Indian Hills grabs a 2-1 lead as we head to the top of the 4th. The 2-run homer by Chloe Olson gives Indian Hills the lead. And in the top of the 4th for MCC, it'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Nicolette Dabbs, Darian Schmidt, and Aaliyah Scott. The big home run there. And that came with 2 outs. Those always make it even bigger. After Lloyd singled, she was caught stealing. We'll see if Lloyd went out to center field or not. Doesn't appear that she did. And she was helped off, so we'll see if we can figure out who went out to center field for Indian Hills. Looks like number 9. Chloe Olson is now in center field. So Olson shifts over to center. And it looks like Indian Hills might have a new right fielder, but I can't quite tell. Hard ground ball to third. That's going to get through. And Dabbs on for the second time. And the throw gets away, and she's going to get an extra base. So an error on the throw coming in. The left fielder, Taylor Sprecklemeyer, is now the left fielder for Indian Hills. So that'll be an error on her after the single, allowing Dabbs to go down to second. And Harrington still in right field, so Lloyd has exited the game with the injury. And Schmidt takes a strike. Well, Sprecklemeyer will probably go into her spot in the batting order. We'll figure that out when the time comes. 2-1 Indian Hills, top of the 4th inning. Arian Schmidt at the plate. She grounded into a double play her first time. And she fouls this one off. No ball, 2 strike count on Schmidt. Is looking for the strikeout and just missing inside. Might have been a little low is Hendricks. 1 ball, 2 strike count. On deck is the shortstop Scott. The tying run out at second base and Dabbs. The 1-2. It's a ground ball right side. That'll get the runner to third. Snyder will throw out Schmidt. And now the tying run down at third base for MCC. And that'll bring in Aaliyah Scott as time is called. Looks like the Warriors first baseman might have got something in her eye. Kaylee Wrights. The catcher holding up her fingers, making sure she can see him.
The shortstop, number 18, Aaliyah Scott.
And now Aaliyah Scott will hit with a chance to tie this game at 2. Indian Hills a 2-1 lead after the Olsen home run. The tying run down at third base and Dabbs. Scott 0 for 1 with a ground out, and she swung under that one. No ball, 1 strike count. So 0-1 on Scott. She's made some plays in the infield at her shortstop position. Now she's trying to tie the game. The 0-1 pitch. It's driven into left field. That's deep. Going back, and that's gone. A 2-run homer. Aaliyah Scott has hit a 2-run homer. And MCC has regained the lead. As the celebration at the plate. And 2 runs on 1 swing. So 2 hits in the inning. And just like that, MCC has regained a 3-2 lead. And it looks like we're going to have a new pitcher coming on for Indian Hills. So Hendricks is only going to go 3 1/3. He allows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits and 3 runs. Did not strike out a batter.
Entering the game at pitching, number 10.
And did not walk a batter. But the Warriors having to make the change. And it will be number 10, Alexis Grote, coming on. She is the ace for Indian Hills in 168 innings. She's allowed 116 hits, 53 earned runs, 68 runs overall. She struck out 255 and walked just 54. 2.21 earned run average. As Kylie Swan will stand in, she's 0 for 1 with a ground out, and she's hit by the very first pitch. So a hit by pitch is the first pitch thrown by Grote.
The left field is number 7.
MCC with a 3-2 lead, now with a runner on. And that'll bring in Skeeth. She had a nice at bat as that pitch missed up. 1 ball, no strike count. She had a nice at bat against Hendricks in the first. And that pitch missed again. A 2 ball, no strike count on Skeeth. He worked it full and then grounded out to the pitcher. The wind picking up just a bit. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strike count. The sun does not appear like it's going to come out today. It's a pretty overcast day. Showing bunt is Skeeth. Pops it straight up and back and foul. 2 ball, 2 strike count. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. MCC a 3-2 lead on the Aaliyah Scott 2-run homer, her 3rd of the season. And interesting, both home runs hit. The 2-run shot by Olsen and the 2-run shot by Scott. Both were the 3rd home runs of the season as that pitch just missed. So the count is full at 3-2 on Skeeth. Here comes the 3-2 delivery from Grote. It's going to be fouled off. And there's going to be the runner's going to go to second. They call that a strikeout or a foul ball. Sure looked like a foul ball from our vantage point. And a foul ball is called. That's what I thought it was. I don't think he would have started cleaning off the plate if it was just a regular play. So 3-2 pitch. And it's fouled off again. So a pretty good battle at the plate here from Skeeth. Just like she did back in the second inning before grounding out. Making the pitcher, the new pitcher, Alexis Grote, work. The 3-2, swing and a miss. Snap throw to first, tag, and out at first. And that's a double play. So a strikeout swinging and a snap throw to first, although it appeared like the runner might have got back to the base, but either way, that's the third out. 2 runs on 2 hits. No, one error. And no one left. We played 3.5. MCC with a 3-2 lead. As we head into the bottom of the 4th inning, it'll be Westerkamp, Holland, and Hall. Spreckelmeyer will take over Lloyd's spot in the order. After Lloyd was injured on a steal attempt. And Spreckelmeyer's in left. Olson is now the center fielder for Indian Hills. It'll be Westerkamp to lead off. She's 1 for 1 with a single today. She drove a ball into left field her first time.
The catcher, number 21, Alexis Westerkamp.
And the pitch from Tennant is low and inside a ball. Bottom of the 4th inning, MCC a 3-2 lead. It's our first game of the day here at the Region 11 Conference Tournament. MCC the 4 seed, Indian Hills the top seed. And a 2-ball no-strike count as the Warriors coach Lindsey Deal was laughing and looking in, keeping things very loose. 2-ball, 1-strike count. As Westerkamp will dig back in. It's popped up, left side, over is Swan, and not going to have a play. It just got out of play. 2-ball, 2-strike count. There's a new ball delivered to Tennant. And Westerkamp will dig back in. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. It's a changeup, just looped down the first baseline, but it's going to be foul. And the count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Westerkamp with 54 hits, now 55 after the single in the second. She was stranded at third. And that pitch misses down and in. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So pretty good at bat here for Westerkamp. She's walked 9 times, struck out just 18 on the season. 3-2 delivery coming here from Tennant. And it's in the dirt, ball 4. And a leadoff walk. And that'll bring in Holland. We'll see if she's bunting like she was back in the second inning. Bottom of the 4th, MCC a 3-2 lead after the 2-run homer by Aaliyah Scott. Tennant comes with the pitch, and it's high. Might have been expecting bunt there, so might give Holland an easy pitch to bunt. That pitch misses as well. 2-ball, no strike count. Now with a 2-0 count, you wouldn't expect her to be bunting here, but we'll have to wait and see. She has not shown it at this point at the at-bat. The 2-0, now she does, pulls it back. That missed as well, so 3 balls and no strikes on Holland. After walking the leadoff hitter, Westerkamp, now the 3-0. And a second walk of the inning as Holland goes down to first. Now at second base is Westerkamp. And Jaquela Hall will bat. And time is called by the Tigers as Coach Ellis will walk out and try and calm down his pitcher. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. MCC leading Indian Hills 3-2. Jaquela Hall will be the batter. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. Both teams have hit a home run in the game. Olson's 2-run shot gave Indian Hills a brief lead at 2-1. And then in the top of the 4th, MCC got a 2-run shot from Aaliyah Scott to make it 3-2. And showing bunt and missing again is Tennant. 1 ball, no strikes on Hall. As Tennant comes with the 1-0. It's bunted right back to the pitcher. Tennant will fire on to first to get the out. 1-3 on the sacrifice, and that'll bring in the number 9 hitter, Vanessa Bakley. As the tying and go-ahead run out at tying run at third, go-ahead run at second.
The shortstop, number 3, Vanessa Bakley.
As Bakley will stand in, she grounded to short her first time. And it's pitch. On the outside corner, a strike. No ball, 1 strike count. Big sequence here. In the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a bunt down the third baseline and foul. So trying the squeeze to get Westerkamp home to tie the game. But now behind in the count and no balls and 2 strikes. Bakley's just looking to put it in play and avoid the strikeout. Tennant looking for her second strikeout. It's a changeup, popped out to center. It'll be caught by Armstrong. She'll get it in. The game is now tied at 3 on the sac fly. So Bakley does the job, a sac fly to center. Armstrong catches it for the second out. And there's now 2 away with Taylor Spreckelmeyer in the game now as she came in for the injured Brittany Lloyd. As Tennant misses away. Spreckelmeyer, 20 games, 44 at bats. She's got just 5 hits. Batting .114. She grounds this one to short. It goes under the glove of Scott. And the run is going to come home to score. And Indian Hills has taken the lead on a E6. Well, Spreckelmeyer put it in motion, put it in play. Holland scores from second. And it's 4-3 Indian Hills. First error against Scott as that pitch missed away. Snyder steps in. She's 0 for 2. A ground out to short and a ground out to third. The 1-0 pitch swings and fouls it straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Snyder from right down the road at West Marshall. The 1-1 changeup. It's a good one. Snap throw to first, not in time. And that pitch missed high. Very good looking pitch. Had everybody fooled, but just missed. The 2-1. It's driven out to deep left field on the run, and that ball is gone. A 2-run homer. A laser over the left field fence. The second home run of the game for Indian Hills. And they've opened up a 6-3 lead now. So 4 runs in the inning. And it's 6-3 on the first hit of the inning. 5th hit for Indian Hills. And a little cushion now for the top-seeded Warriors as they open up a 6-3 lead. That ball would just line down the left field line and just climbed out of here. Now Harrington will step in. The pitch is wild in the dirt. Well, if you look back at this inning, you had the ground ball to Scott. She's been so good at short. Goes under her glove. She makes that play. MCC leads as Harrington drops one in front of the left fielder, Skeeth. And the single for Harrington, her second hit. And that'll bring in Chloe Olson. She hit the first 2-run homer in the third. Now she'll bat here in the bottom of the fourth. Eighth batter this inning against Tennant. And she takes a changeup for a strike. No ball, 1 strike count. Down at first base is Harrington. And that pitch misses in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. For Snyder, that was her 20th home run. As the 1-1 pitch has popped up and foul. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 6-3 Indian Hills, bottom of the 4th inning. And that pitch will come up a little bit short of the plate. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And in the dirt again. Good stop by Terrell. The count is 3-2. MCC will have 9-1-2 coming up in the top of the 5th. 4 runs in the inning for Indian Hills, a 6-3 lead. The 3-2 pitch. It's a ground ball to third. Fielded, fired across the diamond, and in time as Swan retires Olson, but not before Indian Hills scores 4 runs on 2 hits and gets back in the lead. The big error by Aaliyah Scott allows the extra batter, and Snyder makes MCC pay with the 2-run homer. Now, we played 4 innings. Indian Hills now with a 6-3 lead as they get 4 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. In the top of the 5th, it'll be Anne-Marie Armstrong, Sadie Terrell, and Kaylee Hanks for MCC. And to Alexis Grote. 6-3, Indian Hills with the lead. This game has been back and forth. MCC scored a run in the first to take the lead. Indian Hills jumped back in the lead with a 2-run homer in the third by Chloe Olson. That made it 2-1. Then MCC took the lead right back in the top of the 4th on Aaliyah Scott's 2-run homer. And then Indian Hills, when they're trailing 3-2, were able to score a run to tie it on the sacrifice fly by Bakley. And then the E6 on Sprecklemeyer's ground ball to short. led to another run to give Indian Hills the lead at 4-3, and Snyder hit the 2-run homer to make it 6-3. Armstrong will stand in. She flew out to right her first time. That pitch misses away. 1 ball, no strikes. A 1-0 count. Swing and a miss. Out goes to 1-1. Oak came on after Hendricks went just 3 1/3. The time she left, she was trailing. But Indian Hills offense has come alive here. They pushed the lead to 6-3. That pitch stays up. And Armstrong lays off. On deck is the catcher, Terrell. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. And that's low. And the count goes full at 3-2. Well, the last thing the Indian Hills pitcher, Grote, wants to do is walk Armstrong after the Warriors just put up 4 in the bottom of the 4th. Armstrong making her work. The 3-2, fouled straight back. And we'll stay with a full count. Armstrong has flown to right. And she strikes out swinging. So the second strikeout for Grote.
The catcher, number 3.
And that'll bring in Sadie Terrell with 1 away here in the top of the 5th. Terrell hit that double off the left center field fence her first time and takes away for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike count. As Terrell gets the changeup and way out in front. And a smile on the pitcher, Grote's face, looking into her dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. Another one. This time it's hit well off the glove of the third baseman, Holland. And the runner's going to be safe at first. We'll see if they give that a hit or an error. As Holland took that one right off the glove. And Terrell's aboard. Doesn't look like they're going to show it, so we'll just... They're checking on her hand. But it looked like it hit her glove, but maybe it got her bare hand. I don't know. She appears to be fine. A couple of warm-up tosses just to make sure. Or the third baseman, Holland. It was a hard hit ball. Looks like they'll give it a single. So Terrell down at first base, and that'll bring in Kaylee Hanks. She's got a single, and she bunted and reached in the first inning. Still stand in with MCC trailing 6-3. Shows bunt and fouls it straight back. 0-1 count. As the first baseman, Reintz, beat the catcher, Westerkamp, to the ball. 0-1 count. And showing bunt again and popping it up again. And back. So Hanks behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Well, now she'll be probably swinging away. Terrell down at first base after the leadoff hit. Now Grote with the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Snap throw to first down the right field line. And down to second goes Terrell. The strikeout of Hanks. Terrell advances on the E2. Third strikeout for Grote. And second out of the inning. And that'll bring in Ashley Tennant. He's 0 for 2 with an RBI ground out. He's got another runner in scoring position here at second. He swung through a fastball. 0-1 count. The 0-1 from Grote is low and inside. Nearly clipped Tennant on the foot. One ball, one strike pitch. It's hit out to short right center, or short right actually. And Harrington got a good jump on it. And she'll make the running catch.
No runs and no hits. There were 2 errors. 1 run.
MCC gets
Drew up for Indian Hills.
no runs on no hits. 2 errors in the inning. And 1 left on base. We head into the bottom of the 5th. Indian Hills with a 6-3 lead, and they'll have the top of the order up. Or they'll have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters up. It'll be Jaylee Reintz, Alexis Westerkamp, and Jordan Holland against Ashley Tennant. This is our first game of the day. Our second game matches the 2-seed Iowa Western and the 3-seed Southeastern. This has been a well-played game for the most part. One big error on MCC on Scott. She makes that play at short. This could be a 3-3 ball game. Instead, it got under her glove, and the run scored to make it 4-3, and then the 2-run homer by Snyder made it 6-3. That'll be Jaylee Reintz. She's 0 for 2, popped out to short and flew out to center. That's a sophomore from Shell Rock, Iowa. And it's the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch from Tennant is in there for a strike. A 0-1 count on Reintz. Tennant's done a fairly good job. She's held Indian Hills to just 6 hits. And she misses away this time. But 2 of those hits have been 2-run home runs. 1 ball, 1 strike count. That pitch misses in. 2-1. On deck is the catcher, Westerkamp. She's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Yeah, that pitch stays up. She walked the leadoff hitter, Westerkamp, in the 4th. Now in danger of walking Reintz here to start the 5th. And it's a hard ground ball down the third baseline and foul. With a hard hit ball. And the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. A 3-2 pitch coming to Reintz. And she pops it up and foul. And the count's still full at 3-2. Wright's over 2. She's popped to center, popped to short. And that misses in the dirt. Ball 4. So a leadoff walk drawn by Reitz. And that'll bring in the catcher, Westerkamp, who's walked and singled.
The catcher, number 21, Alexis Westerkamp.
With a 6-3 lead, would Indian Hills be thinking about trying to move runners? That pitch misses down. 1 ball, no strikes. Just a little bit low on Westerkamp. The 1-0. It's a ground ball to third. Fielded, fired across, and over the head of the first baseman on the throw by Swan. That's going to be an error. So Swan with a throwing error. Both runners will advance 2 bases. So Reitz down to third, Westerkamp to second. And for MCC, that is their 3rd error.
The third baseman, number 12, Jordan Holland.
And now Jordan Holland with an opportunity to break this thing open. As that pitch hits the outside corner. No balls and a strike. Runners on second and third. Reitz at third. Westerkamp at second. The 0-1 delivery. It's driven deep to left field. Back it goes, and that ball is gone. A 3-run homer for Jordan Holland as Indian Hills has broke it open, and they now lead 9-3. Well, the 3rd home run for Indian Hills. They've hit 2 2-run homers. And there's the 3-run shot by Holland.
The designated player in the Rays, Jacayla Hall.
And it's 9-3 as Jacayla Hall steps in and takes ball 1. As Tennant comes with the 1-0. Changeup misses high. 2 balls and no strikes. Hall is 0 for 2. She's struck out looking and sacrifice bunted. He pops this up. Short left field. In is Skeeth. She'll call off the shortstop Scott and make the catch. Well, first out here in the 5th. Or Indian Hills, and that'll bring in the number 9 hitter, Vanessa Bakley.
Shortstop number 3, Vanessa Bakley.
Bakley's got a sacrifice fly RBI that originally tied the game in the 4th inning. As that pitch hits the outside corner. She's also grounded to short. Behind on the count of no balls and a strike. The pitch misses down and away. It's Tennant with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Ground ball, left side, shortstop Scott. Like it could have been a tough hop there, but unable to get the out. I don't know if she would have got Bakley anyway. We'll see if they give a hitter an error on that when they announce whether it's a hit or an error. We'll say E6 for now. So that'll be the 4th error for MCC.
The left fielder, number 7, Taylor Spreckelmeyer.
And that'll bring in Spreckelmeyer, who reached on an error an inning ago. That's in there for a strike. No ball, 1-strike count. Tennant trying to get a out. Fly ball, Armstrong. Nice running catch. She'll just throw it into second. Almost caught Bakley off first base too far. Armstrong got a good jump on that one. And that'll bring in Brooke Snyder for the fourth time. Snyder last time up, lined that 2-run homer right down the left field line. And she takes away for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count. And down at first base is Bakley, and that hits the inside corner. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. 9-3 Indian Hills. 3 home runs, really the difference. Couple of shakeoffs. Now the changeup. That's in there for a strike. Pretty good looking pitch there for Tennant. Now what does she choose to go with on the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch? And this ball is hammered deep to left field. Is it going to be a fair ball? It's going to be a fair ball. It looked like a foul ball from our vantage point, but a 2-run homer for Snyder, and that's her second of the game, and Indian Hills has won it. Here in the 5th inning as the 8-run rule applied here as 5 in the inning. And they defeat MCC by the final score of 11-3. So Indian Hills will move on. MCC not eliminated though. They will be in the game at 2. Indian Hills now moves on to the 4 o'clock game in the winner's bracket. So they'll play for the winner's bracket final. MCC will play in an elimination game at 2 o'clock. 3 big home runs in this one, as it was Chloe Olson's 2-run homer in the 3rd, and then a 2-run homer, actually 4 big home runs for Indian Hills as they power up and get the win over MCC. 11-3 is the final score of our first game here today at the Tiger Softball Complex. So Indian Hills wins at 11-3. MCC put up a fight there for a while, but too much offense. Tigers had the lead after the top of the 4th. The 2-run homer by Aaliyah Scott made it 3-2. And after that point, all Warriors as they score the final 9 runs of the game and win it 11-3. Brooke Snyder, the West Marshall alum with 2 home runs in the game, both 2-run homers for Snyder, also a 3-run homer for Jordan Holland, as Indian Hills takes game 1 in the Region 11 Conference Tournament. So that will be it for game 1. We'll have our second game of the day coming up here shortly. It'll be the 2-seed Iowa Western versus the 3-seed Southeastern. As it should be an entertaining battle coming up here at the Tiger Softball Complex. So we'll be back with more Region 11 softball coming up just a little bit here from the Tiger Softball Complex.